Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is collection update number 10. Been a while, been about 3 weeks, I believe, since I did my last collection update. This update, you get 3 records, 2 tapes, and 2 CDs. So, just jump right in. First up is Lucifer's Hammer, The Burning Church. This is a demo, originally released in 1994. This is a re-release on Nuclear War Now Productions. Original demo had 4 tracks on it. This release you get 2 bonus rehearsal tracks, including a Celtic Frost cover. It's pretty good. Not bad. Got an insert. Folded insert. Oops. Folded insert. Bunch of flyers on the other side. It's on kind of orange marbled vinyl. Now, Metal Archives lists them as black/death. A little bit confused, a little bit worried how I was going to describe their sound. I love it, don't get me wrong. Listen to it right before I sat down to record this video. Listen to it for, I don't know how many times I've listened to it a few times. Finally it clicked. The 4 songs of the original demo, the first 2 songs really sound like black metal, but the next 2 songs sound more like death metal. That was, the epiphany I had. That's why I was confused a little bit, how to describe them. Are they black metal? Are they death metal? Are they black and death metal? No, they're sometimes they're black metal and sometimes they're death metal. That's what I heard anyway. Give it a listen. They're really good. Just a note, they were active from 1986 to 2004. The hype sticker says, for fans of early Absu, Order from Chaos, and Abhorrence. So, there you have it. Next up. One day I was on YouTube, just scrolling, looking for something to watch. And this scrolled into the picture. This is Abortofacient Corpus Rotting demo from 2020. I checked it out, obviously. I saw that cover. I mean, I couldn't resist that cover. So I hit play and I streamed it. And it's great. It's short. It's an intro and 2 tracks. Just under 9.5 minutes. This is heavy stuff. Really heavy stuff. Just a white tape. Really nice. Program repeats. It's short, like I said. Also on Nuclear War Now Productions. Really heavy, down-tuned, slower to mid-tempo death metal. Just really heavy death metal. But wait, there's more. In 2021, they released their first EP, In the Crypt of Gore. Now you get 4 more tracks. Full length would be nice, but let me show you real quick. The vinyl. I don't know if you can tell it, but it's like a dark gray. Like a really dark gray. So yeah, 4 tracks, just under 19.5 minutes. I wrote down just down-tuned, heavy as fuck death metal. Kind of reminds, not really reminds me of, but if you're a fan of Reapy Kolu, They're more doomy. This isn't, I wouldn't call this doomy. It's just slower to mid-tempo death metal for the most part. But if you like heavy stuff, I should probably mention if you buy the CD version of the EP, the demo is included on the CD version of the EP. So I bought it too. I mean, collectors collect, you know, you can't explain it. You know, this contains both the EP and the demo. You got more skulls. The inside is just like the inside of the demo. CD. Like I said, this I just, when I listened to this for the first time on YouTube, it just excited me. I discovered something I really enjoyed. And so if you want to hear what excites me, go check this out. Oops. Go check this out. It's good stuff. What's next? Next up, I've bought a lot of Nunslaughter records. This is the first that I'm actually showing. This is Angelic Dread. Nice gatefold with lyrics. And the back, this is a 2-disc set. Now, you get 15 new songs, and then the other disc is 16 more tracks that are re-recorded versions of previously released stuff. Nunslaughter, if you don't know, I expect you to know Nunslaughter because they're great. I love them. They're amazing. They do a lot of like splits. You know, they'll put out a couple songs, you know, split 7-inch with somebody else. So they re-recorded a bunch of those. It's just on black vinyl. And included a whole second disc of stuff. Now, if you're not familiar with Nunslaughter, here's the thing. If you're not familiar with Nunslaughter, I would recommend starting with their most recent record, which is Red is the Color of Ripping Death, which I don't own yet. It's finally out on vinyl. The album came out last year, but it finally came out on vinyl. Haven't picked it up yet, but I plan to. Start there and work your way back. You know, you'll soon get to this. This is just like a greatest hits record. I mean, I could just name off my favorites, but I'd name off half the songs. I mean, great stuff. Nunslaughter. It's the other disc. It's also on black. Nunslaughter. Next up is a CD. This is Pharmacist. Flourishing Extremities on Unspoiled Mental Grounds, right? I should probably take it out. Right? It's Pharmacist. Well, I shouldn't say it's Pharmacist, because here's the thing. The first Pharmacist full length, and I wrote down the name because it's a long name, Medical Renditions of Grinding Decomposition. That record is a masterpiece, in my opinion. It's just amazing, amazing stuff. Now, this is their most recent from this year. Didn't like it as much. You know, it's hard to put. I don't want to bash it. I don't regret buying it. I'll probably listen to it again. It's not like I hated it. I'm going to stick it on the shelf and never listen to it. I'll listen to it again. It's not terrible. But their sound is evolving, I think. And I fear they're evolving into something that I'm not going to like. That's what I fear. So here's my recommendation. If you've ever listened to Pharmacist and you didn't like them, maybe check this out. because I think they're starting to come around and they might be more accessible. That first album, let's be honest, there's a good chance that you're watching this, somebody's watching this, that listened to that first Pharmacist album and turned it off because of the vocals. That first album really had like gore grind vocals that sometimes sounded like he was croaking like a frog. I'll just admit it, it sounds like a frog, right? But I love it. Once you get used to those vocals, that album is a masterpiece, right? This one, not so much. That's all I'm really going to say. But check it out. Like I said, if you've listened to Pharmacist in the past and didn't care for him, give this a stream. You know, see what you think. Wow, already up to the last one. So, if you watch my previous videos, you know that when I travel up to go to shows near Chicago, I stay with my friend Pete. So when I was up there for Cannibal Corpse, we're just chilling, watching YouTube on the TV. At some point, he tosses me the remote, and he says, put on some music. Now, it's what you love to hear, right? So here's the thing. Pete doesn't like metal. You know, he can tolerate it, but he doesn't like it. So I could have went many different directions, you know. I could have found something that I knew he liked, you know, something not metal, you know. I'm not going to do that. I could have found something metal that I thought he might like. You know what I'm saying? I could have went different directions. What I said was, you've got to check out this Ukrainian raw black metal band I just discovered. I can't pronounce their name, but they're amazing. So I had to look up, you know, how to spell their name so I could type it in on YouTube. And I hit play. I believe about halfway through the second song, Pete was like, that's enough. Change it. Turn it off. I can't take any more of this. What that was the Demiurgkh. Like I said, I can't pronounce her name. The Demiurgkh. This is, like I said, raw black metal from Ukraine. Nice red tape. This is, it's raw, it's extreme, it's amazing, is what it is, right? Now, it's not for everybody, okay? Obviously, Pete, like I said, it's 6 songs, and it was the second song, you know, he tapped out on. You know, I don't know why, because this is just amazing. Let me just jump to this. There's a riff, because I don't want to forget this. So I'm just going to jump to this, then I'll jump back to something else. Oops. There's this riff from the first song that keeps popping up in other songs, which is a little strange to me, you know, reusing a riff over and over. But I don't know. This is mind-blowing stuff for me. The vocals, you get 2 different types of vocals on this. It switches between this kind of growling, you know, demonic, you know, vocal to this less demonic, you know, chanty, you know, lots of chanting Satan, Satan over and over kind of thing. You got to listen to it. Links to everything is in the description. Pete tapped out on the second song. I've listened to this like 10 times probably. So let me know what you think. Is this a masterpiece, or do you side with Pete on this one? Because I think they should play this in museums because it's a work of art. That's what I think. Demiurgkh. Or whatever. I can't say their name. Amazing stuff. And that's it. You know, I'm working on my next video. I've started the weekend metal. I'm going to try to do that every week. And it's a lot of work. So I'd appreciate it if you watched. You know, it's I talk about, I stream new releases, and then I tell you the good stuff that I found. So I'm going to be working on that the next day or two, because I want to knock those out like clockwork. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to jibber jabber, but there's nothing to jibber jabber about, I don't think. Sorry. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking. I really appreciate it. I'm up to 225 subscribers, which is great. So if you haven't subscribed and you're still watching, you probably should. Just hit the subscribe button. It's harmless, you know. Anyway, see you next time.